Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today I want to talk to you about something that millions of people around the world dream about, becoming confident English speakers. Maybe you are learning English because you want a better job, or because you dream of traveling, or because you want to study abroad, or maybe simply because you love the language and want to connect with more people. Whatever your reason is, today I want to guide you through a journey that shows you how to improve your English speaking skill in a way that feels natural, motivating, and enjoyable. Before we begin, I want you to take a deep breath and remind yourself, you can become fluent. Even if you are shy, even if your grammar is not perfect, even if you feel stuck right now, English speaking is not magic. It is a skill. Just like cooking, driving, or playing a musical instrument, and any skill can be learned, improved, and mastered with the right steps and the right mindset. Today, I want to help you build that mindset and those steps. Let's begin with something that many learners never hear. Every English speaker you admire, whether they speak with confidence, clarity, or a beautiful accent, was once a learner, just like you. They struggled, they made mistakes, they felt embarrassed, and they doubted themselves, but they kept going, and that's what made them fluent. So first, imagine the English speaker you want to become. Imagine yourself talking smoothly, expressing your thoughts clearly, feeling confident in conversations, understanding what others say, and enjoying every moment of communication. Keep that picture in your mind, because throughout this journey, you are going to walk closer and closer to that version of yourself. We often believe that improving speaking means memorizing grammar rules or learning thousands of new words. But the truth is, speaking skill grows from exposure, practice, and confidence. You do not learn to speak by thinking about English. You learn to speak by using English. And that is the heart of everything we will talk about today. Now let's start with a simple truth. English is not just a subject. It is not something you study only for an exam. It is a language, a living, breathing tool that connects people. If you see English only as a school subject, you will feel pressure. But if you see it as a tool that helps you express your ideas and feelings, you will start enjoying the process. And enjoyment is the fuel that makes learning smooth and long-lasting. Think about when you learned your first language as a child. You did not study grammar books, you did not memorize vocabulary lists. You listened, you repeated, you made mistakes, and you learned naturally. That is exactly how your brain still wants to learn languages today. You improve more by exposing yourself to English every day than by doing difficult exercises once a week. This is why consistency is so important. A little English every day is much more powerful than a lot of English once in a while. Even 10 minutes every day can slowly build your confidence and fluency. Imagine yourself improving one small step at a time. At first, you may not notice the change, but after weeks or months, you will look back and say, wow, I am speaking better than before. One of the biggest challenges learners face is fear. Fear of speaking, fear of being judged, fear of making mistakes. And I want to tell you something very important. Mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are your teachers. Every mistake is proof that you are trying. Every mistake brings you one step closer to fluency. Every fluent speaker you know has made thousands of mistakes. So instead of feeling embarrassed, feel proud that you are brave enough to learn. When you speak English, do not aim to be perfect. Aim to be understandable. Aim to express your ideas. Aim to communicate. Perfection will come later. Fluency comes before accuracy. First, focus on getting comfortable with speaking, and accuracy will slowly follow. Now let's talk about the environment around you. Many learners feel they cannot improve because they don't live in an English-speaking country. But the truth is, you can create your own English world wherever you are. You can surround yourself with English every single day. You can make English a part of your life, your thoughts, your actions, your entertainment, and even your routine. Imagine waking up in the morning and listening to a short English podcast while brushing your teeth. Imagine reading a few lines of an English article during breakfast. Imagine thinking about your plans for the day in English. Imagine watching a short English motivational video in the afternoon. Imagine ending your day by speaking to yourself in English about what you learned, what you did, and what you want to do next. This creates an English environment inside your mind, and that environment will transform your speaking skill. One powerful technique to improve speaking is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to an English speaker and repeating what they say at the same time, like a shadow. When you shadow, you improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. You begin to feel how natural English sounds. You begin to break your hesitation, and slowly you build a speaking style that feels fluent and confident. Another technique is self-talk. It may sound simple, but talking to yourself in English every day is extremely effective. When you self-talk, you become your own speaking partner. You can practice any topic you want, without fear, without pressure. You can describe what you are doing, express your thoughts, tell stories, practice conversations. And the more you talk, the easier speaking becomes. Let's talk about vocabulary. Many learners believe they need a very large vocabulary to speak well, but the truth is, even native speakers use common words most of the time. To speak fluently, you do not need to know rare or complex words, you need to know how to use the words you already know. Focus on mastering simple, everyday English. Focus on learning phrases instead of single words. Phrases help you speak more naturally and quickly because they give you ready-made pieces of language. For example, instead of learning the word improve, learn phrases like I want to improve, I'm trying to improve, I have improved a lot, this helps me improve. These phrases will help you speak smoothly, just like a native speaker. Another important part of improving your speaking skill is listening. The more you listen, the better you speak. Listening builds your vocabulary, your grammar, your sentence structure, your accent, and your natural flow. Listen to English from different sources: movies, interviews, podcasts, speeches, YouTube channels. Listen to voices of different ages, different accents, different styles. The more variety you hear, the better your brain learns to understand and reproduce the language.
But listening is not enough. You must transform what you listen to into speaking practice. If you watch a video, pause and repeat what you hear. If you listen to a story, try to retell it in your own words. If you learn a new phrase, use it in a sentence immediately. This is how you turn passive learning into active speaking. Let's talk about confidence, because confidence is the heart of speaking skill. Even if your vocabulary is small and your grammar is simple, you can still speak with confidence. Confidence comes from acceptance, accepting that you are learning, accepting that mistakes are normal, accepting that improvement takes time. When you accept this, you remove the pressure, and when the pressure is gone, your English becomes more natural and free. Confidence also grows from progress. When you notice your improvement, even small improvements, you feel motivated. That is why I encourage you to record your voice once a week. Talk about any topic for 1 or 2 minutes. When you listen to your recordings after a few weeks or months, you will hear the difference. You will hear your progress. And that progress will give you power, motivation, and belief in yourself. Now let's talk about one more fear that many learners have, the fear of speaking with native speakers. It is natural to feel nervous, but I want you to understand something. Native speakers do not expect your English to be perfect. They do not judge you for mistakes. In fact, they admire you for speaking their language. They appreciate your effort, and most of them will speak slowly or simply to help you understand. So do not be afraid. Every conversation with a native speaker is a chance to grow. If you cannot talk to native speakers in real life, you can use online platforms to find practice partners. And if that is not possible, you can still practice with yourself. The important thing is to use your English. Do not store English in your mind, express it with your voice. Another powerful method to improve speaking is storytelling. Your brain loves stories. When you tell stories, you use vocabulary, grammar, emotions, imagination, and creativity all at the same time. You learn to express ideas in a structured way. You learn to connect sentences smoothly. You learn to speak longer without stopping. You can start with simple stories from your daily life, what you did yesterday, a funny moment, a memory from childhood, a dream you have for the future. As you get comfortable, you can move to more complex stories, summaries of books, movies, or even imaginary stories you create.
Let's also talk about grammar. Many learners worry too much about grammar and feel that they cannot speak until their grammar is perfect. But this is not true. Speaking improves grammar, not the other way around. When you speak more, your brain naturally learns patterns. You begin to feel which sentences sound right. Speak first, correct later. Communication is more important than perfection. You do not need to study grammar deeply to speak well. You just need to notice patterns. For example, notice how native speakers form questions. Notice how they use linking words. Notice how they connect ideas. These patterns will become part of your own speaking. Another important element is repetition. Repetition creates memory. Repetition builds fluency. The more you repeat a phrase, the faster you can say it. The more you repeat a sentence pattern, the easier it becomes to use it naturally. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So repeat until your tongue and brain feel comfortable. Let's talk about hesitation. Hesitation usually comes from fear and lack of practice, but you can reduce hesitation by slowing down. Speaking slowly does not make you less fluent. In fact, many great speakers speak slowly and clearly. Speaking slowly gives you time to think, time to choose words, time to feel comfortable. And when you feel comfortable, your sentences become smoother. Another way to reduce hesitation is to think in English. Many learners try to translate everything from their native language to English before speaking. This creates delay. But if you start thinking in English, even with simple sentences, your speech becomes faster and more natural. Start small. Think about what you see around you. Think about how you feel. Think about your plans for the day. Think in simple English. Over time, your thoughts will become more complex. Now I want to remind you of something important. Never compare your English to others. Everyone learns at their own speed. Everyone starts at a different level. Everyone has different strengths. Comparison destroys confidence. Focus on your own journey. Focus on your own progress. Celebrate every step you take. Surround yourself with positivity. Choose teachers, friends, and sources that inspire you. Stay away from people who make you feel small or embarrassed. Your environment influences your learning more than you think. Let's talk about practice. Speaking is not something you learn once and forget. It is something you build over time. Make speaking practice a routine. Speak for a few minutes every day, even if you are alone. Challenge yourself to talk about new topics. Use new vocabulary in your sentences. Read aloud to improve your pronunciation. Record your voice to track your progress. These habits will create fluency. Also, don't wait for the perfect moment to practice. Practice now. If you keep waiting for the right environment, you will lose time. Every small practice counts. Speak when you are walking, when you are cooking, when you are cleaning, when you are resting. English can become a natural part of your life. Remember, fluency grows from freedom. The more free you feel while speaking, the more fluent you become. Give yourself permission to learn. Give yourself permission to make mistakes. Give yourself permission to grow. And now I want you to imagine your future self again. Imagine that version of you who can speak English confidently. See how they talk, how they smile, how they express ideas without fear. That version of you is not far away. Every day you practice, you move closer to that person. English speaking is not a destination, it is a journey filled with growth, discovery, and transformation. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you can express. The more you practice, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the more opportunities open in your life. You have the ability. You have the strength. You have the potential. All you need is consistency, courage, and belief in yourself. So today, promise yourself one thing, that you will keep speaking, keep learning, and keep moving forward. Promise yourself that you will not give up. Promise yourself that you will become the English speaker you dream of being, because you can, and you will. Keep going. Your fluency is waiting for you.